for having us, our incredible partners in the Indian Ocean. And a warm welcome to everybody joining in. So I'm delighted to introduce you to the Conrad Maldives, or give a refresher to anybody that already knows this outstanding property. So the Conrad Maldives, let me start with a fun fact. It's actually the first international resort to open in the Maldives as the Hilton Rangali. So that was back in 1998. It's more than 25 years old, this resort. And that kind of brought a really cool advantage to us. So when Hilton arrived actually in the Maldives, they really had the pick of the best islands and lagoon. And we really think actually that they managed back then, those investors, to choose the perfect spot in the Maldives. This is it. So you have 3 islands in total. The small one in the far background, it's the Staff Island, where our staff lives. The one on the left-hand side is our family-friendly island. I would say it's open to everyone, but it definitely, it's a big winner with all our families. And the one on the right-hand side will be instead the one more dedicated to adults. It's mainly 2-bedroom accommodation, two people accommodation per bedroom. And you have these incredible views over the sunset that just make it like the perfect spot actually for any honeymooners deciding to choose the Maldives as a destination. From this amazing picture, you can see as well, how striking is the lagoon. It's incredibly large, and we are blessed with these 2 amazing natural islands, which have the most incredible natural jungle on it, and with the natural lagoon, we have the most incredible marine life all around us. We are only 30 minutes seaplane transfer from Mali International Airport, really important, our position. And you're whisked basically from the busy area of Mali and the Mali Atoll down to the South Ari Atoll. So we are in an area which is close, 30 minutes, as I was saying, with the seaplane, yet you are worlds far away from the hustle and bustle of the Mali area. So you're for example, on the right-hand side of this picture, you're facing the open west side of the Maldives. You only have the Indian Ocean in front of you and direct views over the sunsets. So now let's focus a little bit on what I called earlier on the family-friendly island, and look at this picture. How incredible is this lovely, very large and wide beach that curls all around the island? How rich and lush is actually our jungle? And if you consider we have approximately 60 units of accommodation within the jungle, how incredibly lush and how much it protects and gives privacy to all our guests inside actually inside their villas. And this great picture is just really to introduce you to the fact that we've completed the refurbishment at the end of last year. So you're looking at a brand new product. We've done an extensive refurbishment, and it's basically covered the whole hotel, absolutely all the outlets. So you have a brand new product to enjoy. The deluxe beach villa must be one of my favorite, especially of course, on the land. It has this incredible outside area with a swimming pool and a lovely garden that curls all around it, with a jungle, giving you, again, privacy from anyone walking onto the beach. And at the back, it will have this amazing private garden with as well this relaxation area where you see the king-size daybed there in the background. So it's a huge space. It's a place where you can spend pretty much 2 weeks, and you have your garden, you have your front area with the pool, and you have the direct access as well to the beach. So incredible amount of space. In this category, we have as well 2 and 3 bedroom option as well. So perfect for those larger families, and definitely our friends from Miami would know that we have a great selection of those in terms of quantity. So perfect for any family coming. And the same goes for the groundwater villas, which are off the same island. These are huge. They're about 150 square meters each, and you have them in 1 or 2 bedroom configuration. So not many resorts in the Maldives give you that option in an entry level of villa, and for families especially, specifically. Here you go. And again, I would say the star of the show here is the lagoon. But look as well at how much space there is in between the villas. Now we are much more accustomed to see villas stacked one next to each other. From here instead, you can see like how much space, and this would guarantee you like great views over the lagoon and the sea from everywhere you look outside of your villa. This is a style, so we went completely different from what you saw before. There are some contemporary elements and minimal elements that are common, but the interpretation here of the designer is much more in the rustic chic style. So absolutely incredible. On one side, you see the lagoon, and on the other side, you see the open ocean. Views absolutely for days. And again, the lagoon is the star of the show in both pictures. And on the right-hand side, in a small picture, you can see actually the twin-bedded option for the children in the two-bedroom configuration. And now we cross the bridge. There is a half-a-kilometer bridge that connects the two islands, and we're going to the more couple-oriented island, if you want. We have a great selection. Here it's only overwater accommodation, and the vast majority of them would be facing the open ocean and the direct sunset. Couldn't be more romantic. You have this incredible lagoon in front of you, even on the side that terminates with the house reef, which terminates where you see the waves breaking at the top left-hand side of the screen now, and which guarantees basically like really tranquil waters all around the villas. And then further than that, you just see the open ocean and the incredible sunsets. We have 4 categories on this island, and as you can see, like very different from what we just saw. So again, slightly more modern and contemporary. They mirror the fact that it's a different island and a different experience, more oriented to couples. The top accommodation into this island will be our 2-bedroom Rangali Ocean Pavilion. It's a stunning set of 2 bedrooms with a large living room in the middle. Incredible style, very elegant, and this beautiful swimming pool, which looks basically again to the outer ocean. So where you see like in the main pictures, the waves breaking, that will be the end of the reef, and behind that, just the ocean. The sunset will be right in front of the swimming pool, which makes it for the most amazing and magical setting. So now we leave the 2 islands and we go just slightly away from it. So, and we see the Muraka right now. That's what you have right in front of you. It's still to this day, it's 5 years old, but it has been again awarded, and it won the best villa accommodation in the Maldives, according to the Rob reports of 2024. And this is because the nature of the experience that you have with the Muraka, spoiler alert, just behind my back, it's still unique. You have where you see the boat, that's basically where you have the landing pad for potentially a private landing if the guests would like to have so. And you have a residence inside of 3 bedrooms, plus on the left-hand side of the suite, where you see kind of this white box, there you would have staff quarters. So if the guests would like to bring their own chefs or their own nannies or whatever they want to bring with them, they do have the space, and they would have them just right next to them. Not connecting, there's a corridor in between, but they are at hand anytime. And of course, they will have our butler 24/7 that will be able to assist them with anything they need, day and night. The design is absolutely unique. It's a Japanese designer, so you can see like, in the minimalism of it. It's absolutely incredible and really enhances the drama of the experience. The drama of the experience of the Muraka is something that you feel immediately when you walk inside. You will already know that this is what is expecting you. So already when you are in the upper floors, there's a bit of a sense of expectation that builds up. And to get down to this suite, really more than a bedroom, as you have like a bathroom, a walk-in wardrobe, and the bedroom, and as well like a city living room area, which are all underwater. And upstairs, like on the above water level, you would have 2 bedrooms and a massive entertainment area with 2 decks, sunset and sunrise, both positions, so the guests can make really the most of the time. It's of course like a hit with people that love the ocean. That's quite obvious, but it's really popular as well with people that want ultimate privacy. Because of the experiences I was explaining before, that you can land privately and you can always stay away from all the guests from the other 2 islands. It's a favorite among well-known people. They love to spend maybe like a week with us on this type of residence, which works a little bit like if you want like a private island. I would say like that's the closest comparison that I could give you. And now let's go off to the dining. But on a similar note, let me start actually with Ether Undersea Restaurant. This was the first underwater concept ever in the world, and we really are lucky to have been the first ones to have this, to really design and imagine it and make it work. The Muraka came just slightly afterwards, and Ether, even to this day, where you have many more resorts offering you the underwater experience, remains unique because you're still in a bubble inside the ocean. So you have this 180 degrees view, basically like all around the reef and the ocean that surrounds you. You have the most incredible views, not just like if you want an aquarium where you have only glass panel, the windows all around you, way more immersive. And in general, we have an unbelievable offering. We have 12 restaurants and bar on the island. So in a week's time, like a week's stay, you won't be able to try every single outlet. And the choice is incredible, from Japanese, Chinese cuisine, Mediterranean cuisine. Ether, the underwater restaurant, will be like a tasting menu, like a special experience. I really recommend it for people that are celebrating big milestones in life. And then we have, of course, a great set of events. So not only you have the hardware, the 12 restaurants and bar, but as well, we can set up like a new restaurant on an evening. Let's say maybe do a barbecue, seafood barbecue night, let's say like a lobster and champagne type of night or a Maldivian night. And that will be basically added on the top of the experiences that you will be having, making it even more interesting and vibrant and engaging. In terms of water sports and activities, like honestly, look no further. You can spend months then just trying to enjoy everything that our atoll has to have, and of course, what the resort has for you. The South Ari Atoll is considered like one of the best for diving and for the water lives, but especially for the whale sharks. We have them really on our doorstep. They're about 20 minutes speedboat transfer from us, and sometimes they even come around our resort. You can see the large mantas, you can see turtles onto the resort, and all sorts of smaller marine life. There's absolutely plenty, and I must say everything is really safe. For those a little bit more adventurous, like you have all the ocean water sports that you can imagine, motorized, non-motorized. The non-motorized one are complementary, and we have a ton and a half of equipment actually for our clients to use when they're on board. Fishing can be done, but my favorite part would be definitely the diving. So we have two marine biologists actually on board at the resort. We do some great and incredible activities. I definitely do not have enough time to explain to you all everything that they do from the coral regeneration. But once they take you out and you dive with them, that is just when really for me the magic happens in these incredible pristine waters in the Indian Ocean. And of course, that was underwater. And above the water, we have two incredible spas. The one that you see in the picture is the one on the adults only island, if you want to call it like that. And we have like a much larger one actually on the family friendly island. It's two different spas. They have different products, they have different ethoses. So you can really try one and then try the other one and experience like a completely different experience and treatments and products. So I would really recommend to do both. Not only we have that, but there's plenty of activity of places where you can do sports. So fun fact for you, actually, when you walk all around, if you measure like all the length of a single loop, if you can do it all around the three islands, you are at about 7 kilometers and a half. Pretty much the longest running trail in the Maldives. We have a tennis court, and in our staff island, we have as well like a football pitch and a volleyball pitch, which on request can be used by our guests, which I really recommend. So you can be as active as you want. And of course, on top of, again, the hardware, we have some incredible experiences to be had. From the most simple morning yoga, sunset yoga, and so forth, like some spinning classes, like we have two beautiful gyms. But we also have, on a monthly basis, some visiting practitioners, and they really make the experience totally, truly magical. For example, a month we could have a Reiki master, which can do some consultation with our guests and bring them some knowledge about themselves that they didn't have in this incredible setting, which makes it for some unbelievable experiences. Some of the best reviews that we get from our guests will be from those that really try and experience these extra activities that we offer. On top of that, we have as well, like every once in a while, some tennis pros coming around the resort to do some clinics with our guests and just maybe to play a little bit around with them, which is always an incredible privilege. For the children, we have a wonderful kids club. It's perfectly sized. You have a beautiful water park, playground, and a school if you want indoor area, activity area. So we are one of the only resorts in the Maldives that offers to take children unsupervised from the age of 3, making us quite ideal for younger families. And it honestly does makes quite a difference for many of our clients. What is absolutely outstanding here is the range of activities that we offer. Not only have the usual cooking, but as well when we involve our marine biologists and then we involve the children in the knowledge of the environment that they have around, that's really like when they make the most of it, and that's when really they come back home with they've learned something, but as well they bring back home some of the most incredible memories. We have an activity for the children where the marine biologists take them out. They take them first into the underwater restaurant before service. So for them to have a look around and with our marine biologist explaining the sort of fishes that they have around. And then they would take them as well out on a glass boat tour. So again, to see even more of the reefs and the lagoon and the marine life around. We also have a teenager club, so where the teenagers can be independent, enjoy their time and space away from the adults. And probably the most important slide for me, so we briefly mentioned the whale sharks. That is a life-changing experience. And many people coming to the Maldives, even if they don't stay at the Conrad, they would basically take a seaplane to come down to our area and experience this, to do this activity. I completely recommend it. It can be done as a scuba diver, but you can also do it as a snorkeler. It's quite easy. It's absolutely it's if even for a non-experienced swimmer, like it's a very easy one. Plus, you're going to be escorted by our team, and they will really make sure that you have like a very luxurious type of experience away from the crowds, and you always get the best spot, like with us, and you always come quite early because you are so close actually to the spot. So the spot of where you can see the whale sharks are about 20 minutes away from the resort with a speedboat, so you can arrive there nice and early, and once you do the activity, then you can move on. I should also mention that the whale sharks can be seen throughout the year in our region, and you pretty much see them with a 99% probability. So almost guaranteed, almost. The other two pictures that I have, the medium one is our coral reef. Really important. We have one of the best coral reefs in the Maldives. Do double check with our partners at Hummingbird. It's a lovely, not only like it's very vibrant, but it's as well easy to swim onto. So you don't have any strong undercurrents, and the reef is not too high, making it maybe a little bit dangerous when you swim over it. So this one is nice and slightly lower, so you can really enjoy all the colors, all the life onto it, and it's literally on your doorstep. You can just swim out to it, and it's very, very short swim. So if you want that experience without having to do an activity on purpose, being taken away, this is definitely the resort for all your clients. And the picture with the turtle, I wanted to have it just to remind you that our lagoon itself has an incredible variety of sea life. Turtles can be seen quite often, and during the period between October and April, you can see the giant mantas as well swimming around the bridge that connects the two islands. And that is absolutely the most magical experience. In terms of corporate social responsibility, we have an amazing program with the marine biologists. We do the reef cleaning and coral regeneration, just to name a couple. We have actually a small banana plantation onto the islands, which serves about 30% of the banana consumption onto our buffet breakfast. And we've created this Maldivian village, which is a great way to give insight and educate our guests around what are the Maldives, what they were historically, the arts and crafts, the music and the sounds. And it's been done. We've done this a year ago, and it's an absolute hit. On the bigger picture on the left-hand side, you see our hydroponics garden. Again, we try to cultivate as much as possible of the herbs that are used in our kitchen onto the islands, just to have really zero mileage, zero transportation for the goods that we use. And thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate your attention. I hope this was useful. I hope it was very interesting. And I am now open for any questions that you may have.
Thanks so much, Luca. We do have a couple questions, mainly on the Muraka, obviously, because it's such an amazing place. So one of the questions is, how can you set up the Muraka for a family with children? I guess probably to do with like safety and how the bed configuration would kind of work.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the question. Great question. So it's a 3-bedroom residence. So, and you can have pretty much an extra bed per room. So, you definitely have some space for extra guests, depending on how many people. Normally for a family, I would say you can have the adults in one room and the other one, depending on how many children you have. If it's 2 adults and 3 children, normally 3 children will be in one of the bedrooms over water, and the parents, depending if they want to be underwater or above water level, it's really up to their choice. And for any larger parties, then you have space basically for as many as 9 adults. So, that will be absolutely perfect. The villa itself is very safe, so there's no particular attention that we need to make. And just as a reminder, it's really private, so even nobody can really swim around all around the suite. So we kind of, it's protected on one side, and it's protected quite far away. Again, privacy is it's one of the most important things. I hope that these answer the questions.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then we've got one more question about the Muraka, which is, can you please go over again what the inclusions are with resort excursions and amenities? So I guess to do with, what kind of things might be included in the cost they can do on the island, or, yeah.
Absolutely. So depending on the season, we now have, for example, with through Hummingbird, our island getaway offer, you get an upgrade to half board, so that will be included. And at the moment, we are just reviewing the program of activities that is included with the Muraka. Normally, you have an activity per day, depending from at the minute. Again, it's been reviewed, but you would have one of our mixologists coming into the residence and doing at the bar of the residence some cocktails, let's say, for the party people that is there. So that's great, especially around sunset. It's absolutely beautiful. If they want to have an excursion, at the minute we have one excursion as well to go in the waters all around the Muraka. That is fantastic. But again, it's changing. But normally expect one activity per day, from a more involved one inside the villa to some actually that involve inside the resort, like a lagoon tour that we just recently launched.
Perfect. And then we've got one more question, which is to do with for larger multi-families, how many passengers can your private seaplane take in one trip?
That's a great question. It's 11 people per seaplane transfer. And of course, there's a space as well for quite a good amount of luggage. Normally, they would just double check the amount of luggage that you want to have with you, during the journey, just to really make sure that it fits in. But normally, it's absolutely fine.
Great. And then just one more question, and that is, how often do whale shark excursions go? Is it each day, and how much do they cost?
Thank you very much indeed. We are reviewing that as well, so sadly I cannot give you an idea of the price right now. The duration depends on from low season and high season. It can be any day if you book it individually. So if you select a certain day, we can book it for your clients. Then we can take them out on that specific day. Just let me get back to you on the pricing, just because at the minute we are reviewing that as well. Summer months are perfect to do all that price reviewing that goes around in the Maldives. So thank you so much for the many questions.
Perfect. So that's everything. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And thanks so much, Luca, for taking us through Conrad. Hopefully, we'll get some nice inquiries after this. And if you have any questions that you didn't think of at the time, but you think of afterwards, then please do reach out to me, and I can check with Luca and come back to you. But yeah, thanks so much again. And I hope everyone has a good rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Olivia. Thank you, Hummingbird, and thank you very much for joining.
Perfect. Thanks, everybody. Bye.